Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison. I hope you had a good weekend. Let me know what you're up to in the comment section if you're in just now. My weekend was a bit kind of strange this weekend. I got a flying lesson for my birthday last week, and we tried twice to go up, but the weather was terrible, so we managed to get out yesterday on a flying lesson, which was amazing. It was really amazing. So we went out on a flying lesson yesterday, and we had the training on Friday and Saturday all day. That's why I was away on Friday for the fostering, because we're going to be fostering young babies and helping out, putting something back into the world. So we've done that all day Friday, all day Saturday, and I was out Saturday night as well with my friends, and they kind of gave me dinner for my birthday as well. So that was good seeing them and the kids as well. So it's been a busy weekend, busy week, busy 2 weeks actually. So hopefully getting back to some semblance of normality now, although we're moving in the next couple of weeks as well. So it's going to be up in the air all again as well. So lots and lots going on. That's been my weekend. Hope you had a good weekend as well. Lots going on in the crypto world as well. I know you don't want to know about my stuff. You want to know what's happening in the crypto world. So we'll jump straight in and see if we're live or not. Just make sure everything is up and running. It looks like it is. Certainly looks it from this end. I'll just see if anybody's in the chat area. Do we have anybody in the chat area? Yeah, we've got a couple of people watching, so I'll just jump straight over. So we have Ajmal Salim is in, Olo Bramble Burr is in this morning, Mervyn Skidmore is in on his crypto journey, Andreas A. Telstra, good to see you here, don't think I've seen you here before. Ben Paul Gardy is in, Loyal Tangi, High Plains Drifter, Tony P, Gareth Passage, Chris Noble, Justin Churchill, good to see you back Justin, Mitch Dieter, David Schwartz is with us, good to see you, Mike D, one of our Brown admins is in as well, Stephen King, George Charles, Kevin Moore is in, good to see you, Adeb Vin is in as well, our very own Vin Diesel is in, one of our Brown admins as well, Adeb Vin, G Slick, Mac Paulin is in as well. So good to see you here. So I'll just go to some of the comments as well. Kukla has joined us as well, good to see you here, Kukla. Mervyn Skidmore saying power breakfast, that was for coffee, yes. So before we start, before we go on, just go down to like button, hit that like button just now. And crush the likes, Okay, what's some of the comments? One, do you think BTC will find its bottom at 3,700 or will it go lower? We need to wait. I'm just going to look at the charts for this, David. But such a big drop might indicate that it is going to go lower. But we'll kind of have a wee look at the charts. Guys are saying happy birthday. Thanks very much for that. Appreciate it. Adeb is saying morning, just made it. Excellent, mate. Good to see you here. We finally get an internet in Cornwall then. Honest crypto journey, don't know why, but still have it stuck in my head. The BTC will and needs to hit around 2,800 mark, and believe it will run sideways for the best part of the year before the next actual bull run. Yeah, well, a lot of people are saying that as well. To be honest, Stuart, a lot of people are saying that's kind of going to happen. That we're not really going to have a bull run this year, or it might be towards the end of the year. Things are just going to snake along. And we might hit that kind of $1,000. I personally do not think we're going to hit $1,000. Although 2,800, I could see that. I could see that quite easily hitting 2,800, and then kind of going up after that. I just think, I don't know. Definitely, I don't think it's going to hit $1,000. I hope not. Benton Taylor, ouch BNB. So has BNB gone down? We were just talking about BNB in the premium group as well. So I need to see what's happened. The BNB shot down. I know, I thought it crashed there or something. 262, 262k. A lot of people are asking why I always say about, when I talk about Binance Coin, why I say 262,000 Satoshi. We've got to remember that when we're looking on Binance, it's in 7 decimal places. When we look on Binance for BNB, for some reason it's in 7 decimal places. So we have to remember there's another 0 goes on to the end of this, so it's not 26,000 Satoshi, it's 262,000 Satoshi that we're looking at here. So if we will go to another one, for example, I don't know if I've got one off the top of my head. Yeah, so we can see this one is in 8 decimal places, and I don't know why they have the BNB token as 7 decimal places. So MDA just gone up, that's in 8 decimal places, you can see. So that's 8 digits to the right of the decimal point there. Theta will be the same, I would imagine. Yeah. So, but BNB for some reason is 7 decimal places and it doesn't go any higher than that. So there you go. So I was just to answer a kind of couple of questions there. But BNB, a lot of people are asking about BNB as well. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about. So might as well talk about that just now. We're on it just now. So I kind of said before the kind of Bitcoin price kind of fell on its arse by $400 or something, I thought, okay, BNB is going to go up to 300,000 Satoshi. We're not talking in dollar value. There's no point in talking in dollar value about BNB or any of the other tokens because as the dollar value is all dependent on the Bitcoin dollar value. So there's no point in doing that. So that's why I'm talking Satoshi value. So Satoshi value just now 262,000, and I thought what my thinking was, okay, the Fetch AI token sale, which is starting today in about 5 hours time, is going to kick off. Then I thought, okay, a lot of people are going to be buying BNB to get into the Fetch AI token sale, and it didn't quite happen, didn't quite work out that way. It did get up to 286,000. 286,000 Satoshi, nearly got to 300,000 Satoshi, didn't quite make it and came back down again. Will it go up again? I'm thinking it's going to go up in the next few hours. I don't know by how much, but as soon as the Fetch AI token happens, is it just going to tank? Is it going to go down to maybe 220k? Just don't know. We don't know what's going to happen there, but I'm presuming it's going to fall at least slightly to 250, 240, 250, something like that. But for the long term, if you're in BNB for the long term, I think it's a brilliant token for the long term. We're talking it's only $10 just now, around about $10. And I think with everything that they're doing, everything that's going on, Binance Coin is just a brilliant coin for the future, unless they totally F things up, and they just do something outrageously stupid. And I can't see that happening with CZ, the way he runs the ship. I just can't see that happening. I think it's a brilliant one for the long term. So you're going to get these short-term dips, and it could come back. It could really come back down to 200,000, 150,000 or something like that. But with everything that they're doing, they've got the launch pad. They're doing ICOs on. You've seen the how good the BTT launch was, and they're doing the same with Fetch AI as well. With Fetch AI, I don't know what's going to happen there. Now with the Bitcoin price kind of having fallen, and maybe people lost confidence over the weekend, and that's how fickle we are in the crypto world. We'll lose confidence quite quickly in the market. So 1 week we're all kind of happy and singing and dancing. Next week we're all kind of depressing in the gutter. And this is the start of this kind of week with a $400 drop. So we're very fickle. We're very fickle. That's human nature. That's kind of who we are as human beings. I'm going to go for the Fetch AI. I'm going to try it and try and get into it. And it might just, the arse might fall out of it as soon as it comes on board. But I'm suspecting it's going to go up overall. And this is purely to get more Bitcoin. It's purely what it's for. I have looked into it obviously, but not too deeply. I'm not in it just for kind of because I think Fetch AI is going to be fantastic for the future. Is this purely to get more Bitcoin, see if we can double the money or triple it, but I might go half. So I'm taking a gamble, I'm taking a risk here, definitely. I feel, but I'm thinking with the Fetch AI, I've done the numbers on it. The Fetch AI is going to come on board, and the prices is going to come on board that with the circulating supply. It's going to be about market capitalization of about 10 million, same as BTT, and BTT is now worth around, I think it's 83 million. Just now, we'll just have a quick look at BTT, see how much it's worth just now. Oh, we can't see, but I think I worked out it was about $83 million, and it came on at around about 10 million as well. Fetch AI, I don't think Fetch AI is going to go as high as that. I don't think it's going to go nowhere near as high as the BTT. Obviously TRX were involved as well, Tron was involved, and so there's a lot of hype around it. There's not as much hype around Fetch AI, but I still think it could maybe double or triple. But it is a gamble because it could just kind of fall to 4 cents or 2 cents or 1 cent as soon as it comes out the block on Binance. So we need to wait and see kind of what happens there. So that's what my thinking on BNB. So 263 1,000 just now. I still think it's going to go higher from here. How much higher, I just don't know. So there's two ways of playing it here. You could wait on it going a wee bit higher. So I got on at 245,000 Satoshi. So I could exit here with a fairly good profit, a 10-12% profit or something. So you could wait on it going higher and exit just before the ICO. Or you could go into the ICO for the fetch ICO, try and get your hand in there and just kind of stay in BNB. Or I suppose you could come out of BNB as well. So there's a couple of plays you can do here, depending on what you're looking to do. So it'd be good to hear your thoughts on that as well. Kukla, hope to see BNB pump, but have a tight stop loss in case it goes down. Yeah, I think it's good to always have a stop loss as well. High Points Drifter, this run up was organic, but the dump was not. The dump is definitely not organic. So we'll go to the kind of Bitcoin price. Look at this, in one day it falls this much. So from 4,187, so it's fell $459. There's no way on earth that that is organic. We can see here within a space of an hour, it fell $372. But the rise in price, we can see the rise in price if we look at it on the hourly. This seemed to be more organic. There seemed to be more organic here with a kind of volume. But we're going up, we're going up, we're going up, and suddenly we just kind of hit that kind of price level. And I don't think it's organic at all. I do think it's definitely manipulated. That in some, I'm saying manipulated, I'm not saying it could be a couple of big sellers that are just out there that are just kind of doing it. I've done it. A couple of huge sellers, obviously. But I'm not saying it's manipulated in the sense of trying to catch us out or it's a conspiracy or anything like that. I'm just saying it is kind of done on purpose. You don't fall that much, especially over the weekend when the weekend is kind of meant to be so slow for BTC and nobody's in it. It's definitely kind of manipulated, and from that, in that sense, I think. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see where Bitcoin goes from here. Does it fall any lower than this? So we'll look at the kind of daily chart on this. We're still good on the daily. So for me, we're still good on the daily. So it's looking as if it's bouncing off the 50 EMA on the daily, and it's kind of done that here perfectly actually. It's kind of come down, bounced off the 50 EMA, literally bounced off that 50 EMA and gone back up again. And that kind of pattern happens a lot. You're either under it and it uses the 50 EMA as resistance, or it uses it as support. In this case, it looks as if it's using it as support here on the 50 EMA. Now there's loads of kind of things we can look at here on the technical. We could look at the RSI, we could look at the Ichimoku cloud as well. We could look at all of that, but I like to keep it really simple, and you can use the 50 EMA, the 70 EMA as support as well. You can look at that as support. So if we go to here and we see the kind of Bitcoin price, you can see the 70 EMA is being used as support and resistance. All along here it's been used as resistance, and then once it breaks the 70 EMA, then this is on the daily chart as well, it then uses it as support, and again it does that kind of swings and roundabouts all along. 70 EMA using it as resistance, then once it bounces through it's using it as support, then when it crosses over the 50 EMA, then you have a new support and resistance level there as well. Or you can use it, I like to keep TA extremely simple, and a lot of people say you just can't do that, you have to look at more indicators. I don't look at the indicators. Now, a lot of people are saying they kind of predicted the fall as well. Obviously, with it going over 4,000, you have to be extremely careful. So a lot of people are going to say, oh, we predicted the fall, but it's not kind of obvious it's going to happen, but it's kind of looking likely that it is going to pull back, because such a run up from here, 3,300 up to 4,200, that's a run up of $900. It is going to pull back at some point. So we'll have to kind of look at that as well. $4,000 was a support, and it seems to be a major kind of sticking point for the Bitcoin price just now. It definitely is. If we kind of look all along here, major sticking point round about here, it gets over it, but it just can't stay over that for any length of time. So once it does stay over the 4,000, then we'll know we're in a more bullish pattern, but just now we're still on a bearish kind of pattern just now. One good thing, we've still got a crossover on the 70 EMA, on the 50, crossing over the 50 EMA, and we're bouncing off the 50 EMA just now. That's obviously other people are going to have different technical analysis on this, which is brilliant. You should look at everybody's. Minds could be absolute mince, so don't just pay attention to mine, pay attention to other people as well and see what they say. But what I would do in this instance, and I keep thinking about it, but I'm never going to do it because I love kind of doing this channel too much and kind of crypto too much and kind of trading as well. Keep thinking what I should really do, or what we should really do, is just accumulate Bitcoin. Just buy Bitcoin. When it goes down, buy it. When it goes up, buy it. When it goes down, buy it. When it goes up, buy it. Just keep accumulating Bitcoin. Just keep doing that all the time instead of trading, doing stuff like that as well. And it would be much easier emotionally. It'd be much easier to do that, just to go in and accumulate Bitcoin, just dollar cost averaging every single month, put $500 in on Bitcoin and just keep doing it, because we know in the future it's going to go up. Bitcoin is just not going to go away now. I'm 100% convinced, 99.9% convinced that it's not going to go away. That I don't think there's going to be a catastrophic event that Bitcoin is just going to disappear altogether and people are going to start ignoring it. There's too much happening just now in the cryptocurrency world for that to happen. So a good strategy would be just dollar cost averaging and just keep on buying every single month $500 and just do that and not pay attention. You don't get emotionally involved. You just see the Bitcoin price going up, you say, oh, that's quite nice, and when it comes down you go up, doesn't matter, and you're just not emotionally involved. Whereas with trading, you're more emotionally involved. I think I've learned really well to kind of let go of the emotions in trading and just say, well, that's fine, because just now I've kind of got strategies just now I'm using. The top 10 low Satoshi value coins, they've all kind of gone down. They've all kind of gone downhill, and I bought them and they went down maybe 10-20%. And my thinking, one of the strategies, and this is not the only strategy, it's not the best strategy I've got, but it's just a strategy, is just to buy the low Satoshi value coins, because if they're on Binance, they've been vetted already and they're obviously going to be quite good unless they get kicked off. Obviously there's a couple of ones that got kicked off last week. I just think they're going to double in value, and when they double, just get out of them, go into the next coin, wait for the doubling, go into the next one and do that. And I still think that could work, but obviously it's not working at the moment. I'm having much more success with trading, getting 20%, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40% when I'm actually trading, actively trading, rather than kind of passive trading like this and keeping it for 3 months. So that's only one strategy. So we need to wait and see kind of what happens with that. Anyway, I went a wee kind of rant there. It's good to hear your thoughts. Marcus Shafari is in, good to see you. Sarth Mehta is in as well. How much low ETH can go? Ethereum, yeah, that dropped big time as well. It's coming back up as same again as BTC. Same kind of scenario. So it'd be good to see Ethereum USD. I'll go to Bitfinex. $140. Yeah, it's exact same. You can see this, the same chart as well. It's more or less the same as Bitcoin. It's crossed over on daily, it's come back down, bouncing off the 50 EMA and going back up again. I would imagine it's the same with Litecoin. I'm more interested in Litecoin just now. I just think Litecoin is going to do it at $44 at the moment. That was more resilient. It didn't come down to the 50 EMA. I just think it's going to get up to that $70. And I keep looking at BitMEX and just saying, should I just go on BitMEX and just 3x it? 3 or 5x it for 5x leverage, because I just strongly believe that Litecoin is going to go up to that $70. Imran Terrell Hooker is in, good to see you. Gareth Passage, AE Eternity. We'll have a quick look at that AE, because that's one of the ones I recommended, obviously. BTC, that was up and then kind of came back down again. Yeah, it did get up to, what did it get up to? 10,000, no, 12,520. So that was yesterday. It did get up, and now obviously the Bitcoin price fall, and it's back down to 10,850. I think I called it 11,200. So 11,200, round about there, kind of went up 10%. So could have got a 10% gain, but obviously it's up and down, and that's on the daily chart. Be good to look at the hourly. Yeah, so it was going up, kind of peaked up there, and then we should have got out kind of round about here once we've seen the kind of spikes coming down, round about 12,000. So it could have had still a good 8-9%, but obviously with the Bitcoin price falling, it's came down. So this could be good for a bounce up as well at these prices, if Bitcoin price kind of goes up as well. Imran Chowdhury is in. There's still pockets of hope in the market, which means we're not yet in true capitulation. Definitely not until literally everyone is thrown in the towel. That's when we get some kind of turnaround. Yeah. Would you argue a case for true capitulation earlier on in the year? No, I don't think so. I think with the kind of stuff, when this happens over a kind of weekend, you're seeing it's going up and up and up, and you get past the $4,100, and you go, excellent. If we keep on going strong here, the bulls are in control, and then it drops by 400, and you see it dropping by $400 within the hour. You know it's kind of as manipulated. It's not organic at all. And when you see that, then that's when you just go, for Christ's sake, man. Should you just kind of trade kind of Bitcoin and just keep dollar cost averaging in instead of actually trading the cryptos, and just give up? I don't think a lot of people are going to give up, actually. I don't think that's going to happen now. I don't see that happening at all. But I think a lot of people are going to give up on the cryptos, the alts. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's where the capitulation is going to happen. A drop is actually very healthy. It creates more solid base to blast off from. Yeah, we've been saying that for ages though, Imran. That's the only thing. When we see all these drops, oh, it's very healthy. Then we see another drop, oh, it's very healthy. How healthy can you get? Do you know what I mean? Imran, ONT was on fire yesterday. Went from 50 cents to $1.19. Yeah, it was doing amazing. ONT is going to be huge. Maybe do a neo and run up to over $100. I think ONT said that. I think it was, I can't remember when we actually, because we looked at that and said that was one of the calls of the day. ONT, and we said it could double from here, and it actually did. So it was, I think, that's on the hourly chart. We'll just look on the daily. Yeah, so we called it when it crossed over. Yeah, it was 16,600. They were at 17,200. We called it there. So 17,200, and kind of called it there, and it went up 66% from there to over 28,000, nearly 29,000. So nearly 100% there as well. But again, look at the crossover, 16,000, and it kind of goes up nearly 100% from there as well. And it's still not stopped. I think it's dropped just now because of the Bitcoin price falling, and it might come back down more, but for the future I think it's a good one. And we said here it was going to be a big jump because if we see kind of ONT, it never crossed over on a daily, the 70 EMA had never crossed over on the 50 EMA. That's how we knew it was going to be a big kind of landmark kind of jump as well, and that's exactly what happened. So it was a good one. Gene, hate when you wake up and you're sick as hell, it sucks. Ah, sorry to hear that, Gene. Gordy Boy Scotland, my EOS was starting to do so well. Hope it gets another push up. It will in the future. It definitely will in the future. EOS, I think a lot of them are doing exactly the same. EOS, Litecoin, Ethereum, Neo, they were starting to do well. Big drop purely because of BTC. That's all it's for. So if BTC goes back up, you can guarantee that EOS is going to go back up. So just another opportunity to accumulate or get back in. BTC tanked, but volume didn't. Yeah, the volume kind of went higher. Obviously, the selling volume went higher. Lightburn Crush says, Gene, thank you very much. Hopefully, when TELOS, the EOS sister chain, gets on bigger exchanges, the price should rocket. Currently 9 cents. Yeah. I'm not into EOS. I don't know much about EOS, to be honest. I've kind of said that all along. I just recognise that a lot of people are into it, and I've kind of looked into it, but not too in depth as well. But I do think it is for the future. I think it's going to be amazing. Imran, the problem with the crypto news cycle is that it's now 24 hours. It doesn't synchronize with the organic long-term movement at BTC. It's literally like focusing on the 1 minute chart where it's not realistic. Yeah, that's true. Mervyn Skidmore, think we ain't going to see some big swings in BTC the next week or two. I don't know. I still think we can go up to 4,000. I thought we were going to get up to 4,500 with BTC. That was kind of my target. It was around about the 4,500 level. I'll just kind of put that there. It was round about here. And that was going to be the next target for it if it could stay above the 4,000. Obviously it's not stayed above the 4,000, but I think it's going to have another crack at it. I think it is going to have another crack, rather than kind of dropping right down to kind of previous levels of 3,300. I think it's going to have another crack at this 4,000, crack through it, and then onwards and upwards to 4,500. It could be I've just got an optimistic bias with regards to kind of Bitcoin price. But yeah, if we look at the charts as well, it's not, we just go down the charts. The 4-hour chart obviously is kind of the 70 EMA has crossed down over the 50 EMA, so that's bearish, that's not so good on the 4-hour chart, and the 1-hour chart obviously that's exactly the same as well. So we'll have to pay attention to the kind of charts as well, like this, when you're doing a TA. So on the 1 hour you wouldn't go in on Bitcoin, you'd just be out of trading altogether just now. You'd be out of trading on the 1 hour, the 4 hour. Daily you'd still be in it. And there's an argument to say we'll just keep an eye on the daily and just stick with that just now. There's arguments against that obviously as well. Gino Dahl was in the house. Good morning to you. Surely the smaller coins are a big risk. They're a big air risk, of course. Of course they are. Thoughts on Tron's hard fork on the 28th, will the price rise? Well, I kind of called Tron as well. As soon as I called it, it kind of went up. It wasn't because I called it, it was just pure luck. When I called TRX the other day, it was pure luck that it just went up. Minutes after I kind of called it, 612. But obviously it came back down. Again, this is on the daily. So it went up to 659. I think it was yesterday I called it was at 612, but minutes after it went up to 659, but has since come back down. It's 633 just now. I think it's going to go up. Personally, I think Tron is going to go up. We're going to see a bigger rise in Tron as well. And looking at BTT, if we look at BTT just now, we seem to have hit an absolute support there of 23. Look at that. Kind of tested it like 8 or 9 times. Now, you could argue that this is going to test it and break through because it's tested it so many times, it's knocked on the door so many times, it's just going to break through that 23 Satoshi level and break down lower than that. Or is this the support and it's just going to bounce kind of way up from here? If Tron goes up as well, you'd expect BTT to kind of go up. Gareth Passage, 1250, 1250 for... Sorry, obviously we're kind of lagging behind. VR, best strategy is to dollar cost average every week or month into your favourite projects in Bitcoin. I do think still that is the best strategy. You're not going to get that buzz you get from trading. You're definitely not going to get the buzz from doing that. But for a longer term strategy, slow wins the race. It just kind of dollar cost averaging, especially with Bitcoin. But same with Neo, with Ethereum, with Litecoin, and with your favourite EOS as well, XRP, Cardano. Cardano will definitely do that with, and XRP would be the 2 favourite ones I would do that with just now. XRP and Cardano. For me, obviously BTC as well. Would be, if I was going to dollar cost average in and just use that strategy, then I'll do that. I'm doing that with XRP just now actually. I'd like to put money into Cardano when I've got money to do that and just keep on building it up. So yeah, I do think that's a good strategy. It's not, if you want excitement and a buzz from trading, which is what I love as well, I have to admit, I love kind of the buzz and excitement from trading. You don't get that with the dollar cost averaging, but from a longer term point of view and an investment point of view and thinking about it more logically, that's the thing you should be doing if you think about it from that point of view. Or the other thing you could do is just have that 80% or 90% is for dollar cost averaging in all your money, 10% is just for trading, so you still get that buzz as well. James Gibbons is in, one of our brown admins is in, good to see you here. Godywell Scotland went to have some connection with Google. What connection is that? Donny Don Matthew, morning Steve, there is talk of Chainlink going to have a jump up. What do you think? Chainlink is doing brilliant just now. It's jumped up about 400%. A lot of people are leaving it alone because of that. So if we look at Link just now, I still think it's more to go. To be honest, a lot of people do. I still think it has more to go. It's came down just now. I think now is a good time. Looking at 11,000 Satoshi could be good. But if we see where it's came from since the crossover, what is that? 355% jump. And this is just from kind of July. It's had that jump from. But I still think if we look at Link as well, from a longer term point of view, we've got 150 million market capitalization there. Obviously we have been higher than, or it has been higher than that. It has been as high as 447, so 3 times where it is just now. It was $1.28, but we don't pay attention to that at all. There's no point in paying attention to the dollar value because that's when Bitcoin was obviously up in price. So there's no point in even looking at dollar value. Look at the Satoshi value. And Satoshi value kind of was 8,487. It is now 11,246. So that shows you why you should pay attention to the dollar value. So yeah, I think Chainlink could go up as well if we're looking at from a chart point of view. On the daily, the 70 EMA is just crossing down over the 50 EMA. That would indicate that you shouldn't be buying in just now because it's crossing over. This would be a kind of selling point if you were still in it. It would be a selling point. That would be on the daily for me. But it could be that it's going to bounce off the 50 EMA. So we just look at kind of on the smaller ones as well. So the 4 hour, you would have sold around about 12,000 if you were doing it that way, if you're using that strategy. But again, it's coming back up. And it kind of went all the way down to 10,553. So it could jump back up over the 70 EMA, crossing over the 50 EMA. On the hourly chart, I would imagine it's crossed over. It's just crossing over just now. So looking at it from a smaller time frame point of view, you'd be buying just now. So it's weird with the kind of crossover strategy. You could say on the daily, if you're looking at it for longer term, then you'd be out. But if you're looking at it from a short term point of view, then you'd just be getting in just now. Because on the hourly it crossed down over at 12,317 Satoshi, so you'd have sold then and then waited until the crossover again at 11,019, got back in, which is round about kind of now, and just buy back into Chainlink and just waiting to cross, kind of crossover kind of down from the downside as well. So yeah, I think Chainlink is going to go up again here. It looks like it. Look at smaller time frames. It sounds contradictory there, but I hope you understand what I mean. Don Matthew, oh that's Chainlink. Honest Crypto Journey, your thoughts on Bitcoin Incognito Masternode and claim of 95% ROI annually. I don't know anything about it, to be honest, Stuart, so I don't know anything about that at all. Just go and check out the horizontal support, developer on BTC 4 hour, watch this line. I don't know if you put that in the kind of group. I need to check that out in the group. Imran, I'm thinking how things on charts will be this time 2020. Probably talking about today and how we should have all bought and hodled. Yes, I think so. If we look at this as well, I thought this was quite interesting. BTC USD. And we go to log. And this is on the hour, so we want to go on the daily. So I showed this, I forgot to follow up with this actually. I showed this in the group, in the premium group and the kind of chat area as well. I said, do you think this is a bearish chart or a bullish kind of chart? Obviously we kind of looked at this from a TA point of view. You'd see, you kind of look at the trend line and say we're definitely bullish here. That's the trend line for this. And this is for Bitcoin. This is a Bitcoin chart. And a lot of people say, oh, we're in a bear market just now. We're not really in a bear market. When you look at this, we're in a bull market still, long-term bull market. So it just depends on your term that you've got. It's very subjective. Obviously, it's not objective. Definitely not, because I've got a lot of people have got different opinions. So are we in a bull market or are we in a bear market just now? Just because this has come down in price from 20,000 to the current level of around about 4,000, we are still in a bull market. We're still in a bull market from here. This is from 2011. We've still got all this huge run up. It'd be interesting to see, just record that, just see if it does. Right, measure. How much we kind of raised. I've raised by since then. 844,000% we've kind of risen by. Which is crazy. But looking at that, you'd go, ooh, that's quite a good chart, that. I wouldn't mind that at all. I wouldn't mind investing in something like that. And still, you just think, okay, we're going up from here as well. It looks as if we'll come down. We've hit a wee blip, just like we did in 2014. And there's a lot of correlations between 2014 and 2018. A lot of correlations between that and what's happening just now. Down 86%, we've kind of done that already. Could we be going up from here? So that was $195 up to 20,000, and that kind of rose by 19,000% from here. But we had gone up to 1,193. So there's a lot of correlations. I'm not kind of into history repeating itself, but there is a lot of correlation between 2014 and 2018. What happened and the dip, and then the subsequent rise of it. And I think we're kind of very similar just now. But yeah, I think overall we're definitely going to go up from here. And I can't see us coming down to 1,000. I can't see that. Or 1,163 would be the kind of absolute there for 2014. So you'd be looking at that. A lot of people, this is what a lot of people are looking at. This kind of level here. And that resistance being support. At around about 1,154, 1,150 or something. So, but if we have to remember this and remember this chart and look at the macro view and look at the macro picture and just say we're still in bullish territory here just now. We're still very bullish at the moment. We're not in a bear market. We're still in a bull market. What we're having just now is a blip. Just now, it's a blip on the map, and it is going to be a blip on the map in kind of 2020 as well. That's my opinion. The real question is, will McAfee beaten is looking like he's in danger? I think he's looking like he's in danger. I've seen some rumours that BTT are going to be added as supported token on Ledger. Could be a good time to buy and wait for this. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's difficult to say with BTT because I like BTT. To be honest, I think it could be good for the long term if they get their shit together and they really get things in place. And the kind of token use, and if Tron can hold up, or if the Tron network can hold up to the amount of transactions that's going to go through it, this could be really good at these prices. So we have support here. We definitely have support here, but it's knocked on the door of that support so many times that at some point it could break down below that. But with Tron being in the background, Justin Sun being in the background with this, I don't know what's going to happen with BTT, but obviously you've got Binance are invested in this as well. So from looking at from all those kind of points of view and the fundamentals, it looks as if this could be a good price to get in it. So I definitely agree with that, James, but we'll have to kind of look at the other side of things as well. ONT development tools are now available on Google Cloud. Right, okay, Amazon AWS, Microsoft Azure, so it's fully visible for devs. Right, I'm with you. Digibyte is so holding good. Digibyte is doing well actually. I've seen somebody talking about Digibyte and how it's going to do really well, maybe jump up by 50 to 100% as well over the coming months. DGB. I'm sure did they have Digibyte on Binance at one point and it took off. Yeah, on the daily chart, Digibyte is just coming into a buy zone actually. First time since the 2nd of July 2018. So Digibyte is looking good just now. This would be a buy spot for me if we're looking at this. Hello Tandy, yes James, I think so too. G-Slick, I think Digibyte is the best coin in the industry. I'm 80% Digibyte. Wow. BNB is slowly creeping back up. Excellent, need to look at that. Bernard Ronald is in the house. Finally said that without stuttering. Good to see you, Bernard. Honest Crypto Journey, let BTC run sideways for a year. I'm skint right now, but as my finances catch up throughout the year, if BTC is still low, give me a chance to accumulate more before the big bull run. Yeah, that would be good. From that point of view, it'd be good if it just kind of organically, very, very slowly rose. from here to 4,000 to 5,000 very organically, because then you can let the alts run as well. Bernard Ronald, BAB, we're not talking about BAB just now, we've spoke about them before. It is a bit of a nightmare at the moment, to be honest. I spoke about BAB loads, but it is a bit of a nightmare just now. Axel held XVG since 2017, could make 4k gains, did not pull the trigger now, thinking of changing them into DGB. Any thoughts? Thanks. I wouldn't like to kind of say, to be honest, Axel. I wouldn't like to say at all. XVG, yeah, when they kind of talked about it, who was it? John McAfee kind of spoke about it in 2017. That's when you should have sold. So it might be a good time to sell and just kind of get into something else that you could trade with. Could be. Okay, what was the very quickly news I was going to be looking at? Was this the news? I had it all prepared, but I've just kind of moved about now. So we looked at kind of the Fed AI. We've kind of done that already. So I wanted to look at this. I thought this was a good news story. Venezuelan explains how Bitcoin saves his family. So as the situation in Venezuela intensifies, local Bitcoin user details how he and his family use a cryptocurrency to survive the country's ongoing crisis. Keeping all of his money in Bitcoin, he only exchanges small amounts into the hyperinflating Bolivar when necessary. So Bolivar is a currency of kind of Venezuela just now. And this guy, Carlos Hernandez, is talking about kind of not trading in Bitcoin. He's not actually trading. He's just getting his money in Bitcoin, his wages in Bitcoin. But he can only transfer a very small amount because the bank in Venezuela, because of the situation, if we try to transfer £10,000 or £30,000, I think it is in the UK, from our bank, from one bank account to another bank account, or try and transfer it in, it would get stopped automatically because it could be considered fraud, and the bank would kind of investigate it and they kind of look at that. It shouldn't be like that, but it is, and safe kind of guards us as well, supposedly, safeguards us. But this is what's happening in Venezuela as well. But the amount is $50. So if he was to transfer more than $50 worth of Bitcoin into dollars, into Venezuelan Bolivar, it would flag up at the bank and it would get stopped and he wouldn't be able to kind of trade it. So he has to trade in very small amounts or exchange in very small amounts. So, but he's managing to do that, and he's saying he doesn't own Bolivars, Venezuela's official currency. I keep all my money in Bitcoin. Keeping it in Bolivars would be financial suicide. And he explained that he does not have a bank account abroad, and with Venezuela's currency controls, there's no easy way for me to use a conventional foreign currency account for American dollars. So Hernandez revealed that cryptocurrency enables him to cover his household expenses on his own, noting that his father, a government employee, earns $6 a month and his stay-at-home mum has no income. $6 a month, and that's a government employee as well. So he goes on to say, you could say that cryptocurrencies has saved our family as well. And he talks more about here how he transfers the Bolivar, and he can't, and any worth about $50 or more will automatically freeze your account until you can explain to your bank where the funds come from. So if you transfer in more than $50 worth, the bank will freeze the money as well, which is another case for Bitcoin as well. But we still have to use the banks just now. So I thought it was a good use case scenario. I'll kind of post this link up as well for you. This is what can we learn from this year's biggest crypto market crash, and this is 2019. What happened over the weekend is dumped by about $15 billion. Actually, the whole market went down by about $15 billion. We never looked at that actually. Normally I do that, but I went straight into talking. So lessons from the analysts. This is kind of for Bitcoin. A number of prominent technical analysts have been predicting this pullback and correction all week. Bitcoin, being the bellwether for the rest of the market, has been under scrutiny for climbing too fast. The $4,000 resistance zone has been a solid one for the past 3 months, so it stands to reason that break through this will not come easily. So since a big dump of late November, Bitcoin has tested and bounced off resistance at 4K no less than 5 times. And this latest pump took BTC to 4,200 briefly on Sunday before it took a dive, shedding $400 in an hour or two. And the moving averages, especially the 200, have been very influential throughout this bear market, and they were yet again recently. So a lot of people were kind of predicting this, happening for obvious reasons. If it's gone over 4,000, it's broke 4,000, it's kind of natural to assume that it's going to pull back at some point. This is a pullback. Is it going to go down further from here? We need to wait and see. I don't think so personally. I don't think we're going to have much of a further drop. We might see the 3,600 level hit again, and then bouncing up from there past the $4,000 and breaking through $4,000 and staying above that and going up to 4,500, and then maybe a drop back as well from there. So it's just talking about this, and there's a couple of people on here. Who is the one I was kind of paying attention to? It wasn't Phil B. Mamadav, I've seen that before, but it wasn't him. I've lost the kind of thread now. Who was I looking at? I can't remember. Nope, wasn't that one. I've lost it just now. And this is kind of Yahoo Finance talking about Bitcoin price as well. Just thought that was interesting. I know it's been on Yahoo Finance before, but it's kind of a piece there on Yahoo Finance. I'm just aware of the time here, by the way. Front runner on Ogre-based crypto prediction platform Veil, Bohemian Rhapsody. This is for the best picture as well coming out. Just thought it was an interesting story. This is kind of betting platform run on the Ogre. Oh, that was a Plan B. This is who I was looking for. So, leading crypto proponent Plan B recently took to Twitter to note that while Amazon fell from $105 to $5 during the dot-com crash of 2000 and 2001, BTC might not be in for the same fate. He explained the BTC had fallen to 1,000, a 95% drawdown from the 20,000 all-time high, which would be 75% lower than the current 4,000 level. It's likely to occur in the near future. Even calling the chances of this occurrence coming to fruition very low. This is Plan B that we're talking about here. Can somebody follow on Twitter? See if there's any more tweets there. I thought this was interesting as well. This is what I was kind of looking at as well from Plan B. This is Bitcoin's path to $1 million, and he sees this happening by 2027, somewhere around about that time, and even on up to kind of $5 million for Bitcoin as well. Now, so the story is obviously a lot of people are kind of talking about this, going up to one. John McAfee kind of famously kind of talked about $1 million and eating his dick and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of people are talking about this, and I've seen a couple of these kind of things as well, talking about his path to a certain kind of price point at $1 million. How could it get there? And what would it be $100 trillion worth in kind of USD? So if you thought, this is a question for you as well, if you thought that Bitcoin was going to get to $1 million by 2028 there, 2028, 2029, say 10 years time, if you thought it was going to get to $1 million, would you start accumulating Bitcoin right now? Would you start accumulating Bitcoin right now? Obviously you can't see the future, but if you're kind of almost certain there was going to, I think everybody would start accumulating Bitcoin just now. I think that's why it's good to start accumulating Bitcoin. Will it get to $1 million? Don't know. But even if it got to $100,000, it'd still be brilliant to accumulate Bitcoin just now, even if it got to $10,000. So if we think Bitcoin is $4,000 just now, if it gets to $10,000, that's a 150% increase from where it is just now. You're never going to get that from a bank over the space of 10 years, or over the space of 5 years, or 10 years, or 15. You're never going to get, even if it compound interest, you would never get that as well. So if you're getting most 1-2% from your bank, say you got a really good kind of 5%, not from your bank, but from a bond or something like that, or from an ISA, a property ISA or something like that, 5% and compound, you're still not going to get 150% overall. So it's still good to accumulate Bitcoin at these prices at this moment. Even if the highest price it got to was $10,000 and you sold at $10,000, it would still be good to accumulate because you're going to make 150% return on your investment. Well, it's more than that if you kind of look at the overall kind of return on investment, but put $4,000 in, get $10,000 back, that's 150%. It'd be really good just to do it from that point of view. But with the chances of it going to $50,000 or $100,000 or $1 million, then this is the time to accumulate kind of Bitcoin just now. That's my thoughts on that. That's why I was kind of looking at that story as well. Honest Crypto Journey, thank you very much. Need to run to work, but honestly appreciate your time and efforts to keep us all informed. All the best to everyone. Catch you later. Cheers, mate. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much for that donation. Really appreciate it. Imran, BTC falls fractals. What seems like a big run up is actually a tiny movement. When you pull back to the bigger charts, keep your mind focused on the long term and plan accordingly. Exactly, that's what I was showing you, that kind of big long chart from the last 8-9 years. If we look at that and we keep an eye on that as well, and we just go BTC USD again. That's why I was saying if we kind of take it off logarithmic and we go log. And this is since Bitcoin started. Since Bitcoin started, well, since it was kind of charted 2011, that's from August 2011, we've just gone on Bitstamp. We're still in a bull run. If we look at the bigger picture, it's a tiny little blip we're going through just now, but because we're in it at this moment, we're in a kind of maelstrom just now, then it looks as if everything's kind of happening just now and the world is going to end because it's dropped $400 when it's just a tiny little blip. So yeah, Imran Chowdhury, ADA, ONT, WAN, all three including ETH will become staking coins. Going forward would be a good hold for passive income, definitely. Thanks Steve, love your channel and premium content. Thanks Axel, really appreciate that, mate. Remember, Skidmore, BTC 1 million, then 1 Satoshi equals 1 cent, seemed like the place to be. Yeah, it's 100 million Satoshi, so that would be 100, it would be 1 cent, so you're right, Mervyn. So that would work out quite well, actually. That'd be quite cool. If we've still got dollars in the future, we've still got fiat currency. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there just now. That's round about the 15-minute mark. Are we still live? Oh, we're still live. We've still got 49 people watching. So remember to hit the like button. If you want to join us in the premium channel, you can join us there as well. I don't know if I've got any kind of updates for you. This is kind of premium. I don't want to give the kind of latest calls. This is some of the calls that are still in play just now. So this is where we are in February. The average gain is 13.3%. That's just this low. It sounds good. It's still brilliant. 13.3% a month. It's still really good, but it's just this low because I've just made a tranche of new calls as well. So obviously they've not kind of started moving yet. But one of the bigger ones, GTO on the 12th of February, 34%. Had RCN 65%. AST was up to 9%. Loom, we've got 19%, and these are still in play as well. TRX called at 612, got to 659, 7.68% within a matter of minutes, but has since come back down. So these are some of the latest calls, and I've given some other calls down below there as well. So that's where we are. January, the average gain was 16% for January, and I've got kind of sheets for 2018 as well, where the average is around about 15-16% overall. But for this month so far, with 13.3% average gain, you can see the ones in the orange are below 5%, the ones in the kind of green are above 5%. So we've had some good ones, some doozies here actually. I think we've got, who else have we got? BTT was one we called 146%. LTC called that 31% as well, and I think that's a few of the bigger ones. So Loom's been called a couple of times. So that's in the premium group. If you want to join us in the premium, it'd be brilliant to see you there. We've got a lot of people in the premium group just now, so hit the link down below as well. You can check us out on the premium group. There's also a pre-group if you want to ask about the premium group in there and just say, is this good or is it not, and just get honest opinions. I don't delete anybody for talking, even if they say or not the premium group is absolute nonsense, don't join it, then I wouldn't delete it. It's their opinion. So you can ask in the free group as well, so there's a link down below for that. Okay, until next time, have a brilliant day. I'll just jump back over. Crypto Don Juan, thank you very much, mate, for the $20 donation. Really, really appreciate that. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much for that. Telstra, thanks for all the good info, Steve. My pleasure. This stream is a hidden gem. Oh, cheers, mate. Gino Dow, Tron being the strongest coin in the market. I think it's going to do well, Tron. Keep an eye on it. Gareth Passage, join soon. Thanks, Steve. My pleasure, mate. And thanks for the email, by the way. And I'm sorry I forgot to get back to you. It's been manic, hectic. But Crypto Don Juan, Honest Crypto Journey, thank you very much for your donations. Until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.